Here are the 4 steps for my daily art practice for 2023. Hi everybody, Happy New Year. This is Mimi and I am going to walk you through the process I'm going to go through in a daily practice for 2023 to improve my artwork. Here we go. So number 1, paper and pencil. Really, that's all you really need. You get the paper that you like. I happen to like watercolor paper. And this is, I'm only going to use half of this sheet, but I didn't cut it apart at this point. I just left it the way it is. And I like a mechanical pencil because I like a nice sharp point, but I break the points quite a bit. So that's number 1. Number 2, when you're sketching, or at least when I'm sketching, I have learned I really need to sketch lightly and just give a hint of what it is I want to say. I've found myself on occasion really working very diligently in getting all of the little marks and pieces that I wanted to see in this case, doing a face. It turns out you really don't. If you do that, you almost are wasting your effort, or at least I waste my effort because I end up losing a lot of that detail when I bring in the color, whether it's a collage or watercolor. I end up losing a great deal of the detail. I haven't figured that part out yet. So the next part is starting with the color. So I don't worry about what the color is. I like the bright colors. I like things that are not, I don't want it to look realistic. I want it to look cartoony. And I just fill in the blank in whatever colors make me happy that day. So I'm not worried about it. Yeah, in this picture, I am doing the face in a normal, somewhat normal color in skin tone, just because it is, just my first day and that's it. I'm just going to go through with it. I'm going to trust the process, as they say, and get it to a point where, okay, I can brave through this. I don't know how to work with watercolors all that well, so it's going to help me with that, I think, as well. The next, or the last part after coloring everything in, is saving your work. I think the best idea is to make sure that you date it and you keep it within your a book, a composition book from the dollar store. Oh my goodness. And they even have half notebooks at Walmart now. That you just take whatever the size it is and work within that size and then save it, date and save it. I've looked back on some pieces and have been impressed with the growth, albeit very, very short, but at least there is some growth there. And while we're here, I'm going to say that, her eyes are a little big, I know, but we're just going to go with it because that's the way it came out. One of the other things I find is that one day I could be working and just having a great doodle comes out and I wish I could paint it bigger. And when I try to redo it, I've lost something in it. It just doesn't work. So you just go with what you've got. Eventually, I think you get to a point where you're able to do this and repeat or come up with something well. So we're not going to worry about the detail right now. We're just going to do it every day just to get yourself accustomed to the material. And if you want to do the same face every day, that's a process you can do too. I did that for a while where I did the same picture every day, and every day was different. Every day was totally different. And some days it was like, oh my goodness, what was I thinking? And some days it's like, oh wow, I really did well on that one. So there's your four. You want your pencil, you want your materials to be something you're comfortable with. You want to sketch lightly because we're not going to worry about erasing things. Don't erase, just leave it because the color will cover it. If you're using a pencil, it will in some ways be great shadow. So don't worry about the sketching. Color it in. If you get the opportunity to color it in, use whatever works for you. If you like watercolor, if you like acrylic, colored pencils, markers, Posca pens, whatever works for you, whatever you feel comfortable using, and make sure you hang on to it. Make sure you date it and put it someplace where you can reflect on them. So the last part I want to talk about, which is sort of like a bonus actually, is you need to have, or I think what helps is to have someone you look up to. So whether it's somebody in real life or it's somebody on YouTube or social media or whatever, that you admire their work and you look to aspire to be as good as they are. I have four. Four. I have four people that I kind of take in classes from. I watch every video they put out, and I just admire their work. And those are, first of all, Jenny Belly here on YouTube, and it's at Jenny Belly, JenniBellie. And then there's James Burke, and it's James Burke Creative. Jane Davenport, of course, and Tamara at Willowing Arts. Now I've taken classes from all of those people and have learned something from each one of them. So if you have somebody that you Sorry, the doggies were barking and I had to stop. Well, if there's somebody that you admire and you like watching their videos, see if they have a class or YouTube videos that, I mean, a lot of them do. A lot of them have YouTube videos to follow their process and to learn from them on how they do things. And it's not going to be exact. Trust me, it's not. You're going to end up, if you do it long enough, it will be you. You will come through no matter what you're using. So I'm going to just leave it at that and ask you that if there's somebody that you admire, could you let me know in the comments below? I'd love to connect and see their website or their YouTube channel. Also, I am trying to build up my YouTube channel. If you would be so kind, if you have not subscribed and you've liked the content and would like to be notified when I do put up new ones, I would appreciate if you subscribed. It's free. You don't pay anything. It's just a notification. And if you watch my videos, they're going to come up anyhow. And finally, a thumbs up is really helpful to let me know that this is something that you would like to see more of. I do plan on having a daily drawing exercise where I'll put something up on YouTube for people to process. I will be doing a daily art drawing just to build up my abilities and my skill level, if there is any, as well as I also take part in hops. So check out my channel and you'll see the hop locations, and when they're going to come up, I appreciate every single one of you that has made it right here to the end. I think that's wonderful. Thank you so very much. There's here at the end, all I'm doing now is putting my piece in a composition book, and I'm just using gel medium. It's easy, it's fast, and it covers and gives a, how can I explain it? It makes the piece covered, it's protected more or less because it's watercolor. And you're going to see when I put the date next to this, the watercolor will spread out and kind of go all over the place. And so basically this kind of helps. I look forward to seeing you next time and hearing from you. So take care, enjoy.